Here beginneth the book of the Tales of Canterbury. The Canterbury Tales was written in 1400 by Geoffrey Chaucer, and this tale or work describes a revelation of social norms in medieval England. These pilgrims are going on a journey to the Canterbury Cathedral, traveling from England, and the host or the narrator, who is also a character himself, decides that all of the pilgrims should have a contest of storytelling. So each person that tells stories throughout the tale has their own background, their own life. They all come from different walks of life and different social classes. So this is very important even in today's time because we see the differences and we celebrate the differences in everyone. So it's true then and it's true now, but we will also go through the language because it was written in Middle English. The language is very important because I will translate the first 18 lines of the prologue. Now, the prologue is just getting used to the scene, setting the stage of this journey that they will embark on. And we will get into it and I will translate it for you so it's easier to understand. Here beginneth the book of the Tales of Canterbury. One that April with the surest suita, the drought of March hath pierced to the ruta, and bothered every vine and switch liquor, of which thereto engendered is the floor. So it was April. Everything was beginning to have life again. There was a drought in March, and now everything is wet, and the grass is dewy, and the flowers are beginning to bloom. This is a great time, and everyone is excited to just begin this new season. One that Zephyrus eke with a sweeter breath and spirit hath in every holt and heft. The tendre crapes and the yonge solne hath in the ramus half course rone. The west wind breathes its sweet breath, and every wood and field is filled with new life. There's new leaves, and the young sun has run half its course in Aries. That means so Ram and Aries, these two correlate because the sign of Aries is a ram, and this has to do with the time frame. So Aries is from the middle of March to about the middle of April, and it's already halfway run its course. So we're at the beginning of April and towards the middle of that. So it's again setting the scene, new life, nature, and outdoors were especially important, and nature was adored in these times. And small lay fowls making melodia that sleeping all the night with open ear. So pricketh him nature in his courages, then longing folk to goon on pilgrimages. The birds are chirping, and those that sleep at night with open eyes, so nature incites them in their hearts. Then folk long to go on pilgrimages. It's that time of year. The birds are chirping, the flowers are blooming, the sweet breath has blown into the forest, and people want to embark on pilgrimages. They've lived through the cold, cold winters in England, and spring is finally happening. And a pilgrimage is a religious journey, and we'll get more into that with the next. And Paul Mares for to second strong days, two fern house knoweth in Sondre Londays, and specially from every shire's end. Professional pilgrims seek foreign shores, to distant shrines known in various lands, and especially from every shire's end. This is painting more of a picture of they're seeking this. These are shrines, these are religious things that are important to them in various lands. They're embarking on this journey because it's important to them. When I think of pilgrims, I think of the pilgrims who came from England to the Americas for religious freedom. It was so very important to them, and they made such a long journey. And this is a similar journey that they're making. Of England to Canterbury they wend, the holy blissful martyr for to sake, that him hath opened one that they were sake. Of England to Canterbury they travel, to seek the holy blessed martyr who helped them when they were sick. Again, this journey is very important to them, and they believe in the holy blessed martyr. They're seeking this religious comfort, and we finally have made it to Canterbury. The cathedral in the back is the Canterbury Cathedral. And now let's talk about and unpack the language that we just read. Middle English versus Modern English. So, Middle English is a derivative of the Old English. Old English was derived from Latin. It has definite Latin influence, but Middle English has more French influence. And now, modern English, we have influences from all different cultures and all different languages because of mainly America, because so many people have mixed and influenced. And even if you think of dialects in the South, we say things in different phrases that people in the North wouldn't even understand. So it's constantly changing, and that's great. But Middle English, the time frame was 1100 AD to 1500 AD, and Modern English began after that. But if you think back to even the King James Bible, this could be considered Modern English, but it still is a little bit hard to decipher sometimes. Fun facts about the Canterbury Cathedral. Archbishop Thomas Becket was murdered in the Canterbury Cathedral, this one in the picture right here. And it also houses one of the 4 surviving copies of the Magna Carta, which is very interesting because we went over the Magna Carta in our studies this past semester. And the stained glass windows had pictures which helped people in communion that were illiterate. And this is very common back then. Not many people could read and write. So it helped them be able to still have their faith and participate in things, even though they couldn't read the text themselves. And it's also home to many tombs. So kind of spooky, but a very holy place. And as we say in Middle English, Grand Merci.